Welcome back to our series on internal energy blocks. So last week we talked about limiting beliefs. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? And I can't wait to hear about how helpful that was and all the ways you applied it. So this week, as we move up the scales from limiting beliefs, we go into interpretations. So the best way for me to explain what an interpretation is to tell a story. So I was presenting to a client and my boss was in the room. And we all know that's the most nerve-wracking because at least I find it easier to talk to somebody when my boss isn't in the room. So my boss is in the room. I'm working at an ad tech company. My background is in magazine publishing. I'm already like, am I in the right place? Little imposter syndrome going on. And my boss is going like this the whole time. And I'm like, I'm fired. That's it. That's the end of my career. So I finished the presentation. I walked the client out, and I now have the tools enough. I mean, this was a couple of years ago, but I already was practicing the tools of the Babcock method in my life, and so I knew I needed to communicate because I knew that in my mind I had built up a story. And so I said to him, "How did you think the meeting went?" And he said, "Great." He said, "You know what, Rebecca? I think I scratched my cornea. It's driving me nuts. Sorry if I looked like I was distracted or not interested, and like I was rolling my eyes. My eyes really bothering me." So most people don't have that conversation with a client or a boss or a spouse or a best friend, and they start spinning out and they interpret the situation as they see it. That will keep you stuck 100% of the time. So what do? If you feel like you're interpreting something, what you need to ask yourself is there another way I could look at the situation? Could something else be true? You know, if you think somebody hates you or it's all about you, is it possible the person's having a bad day? Is it possible they didn't get much sleep last night and their kid kept them up, or their dog, or they were out partying? I don't know, whatever. You know, just this idea of like when we get a little bit outside of ourselves and our own fear, and we look at the situation as it actually is versus how we are interpreting it, that allows so much freedom. And I find the best way, if I find myself interpreting something, is to say it out loud to the person or the thing that I'm interpreting. And that releases so much of it. So, interpretations, that is this week. So, where are you building up a story in your mind, interpreting something and believing it to be true? Is it true? Is there another way you could look at it? So, this week, take a little look at where you're interpreting things and keep me posted.